Hello friends, welcome to the monastery where mindful trading meets order flows. Yesterday, we discussed how Nifty bounced strongly from the lower value area, triggering a sharp upward auction. Today, the market tested the high value area and the volume profile is revealing an important clue about what smart money may be doing next. Welcome back to Mind Monastery. In yesterday's analysis, we observed how the market rejected the lower value area around 23,200 and initiated a strong upward move. That bounce suggested that buyers were actively defending the lower part of the value range. Today's session was important because the market approached the upper value region and we started to see the next phase of the auction develop. Now let's decode today's price action using volume profile and auction market theory. Yesterday's key events was the strong rejection from the lower value area. When price rejects the lower value region, the auction typically rotates towards the opposite side of the value area, which is exactly what we saw. The market quickly moved upward through the mid-value region and began approaching the high-value area near 23,450. When today's session began, the market was already trading near the upper part of the value area. This zone is important because it represents an area where the market has previously spent significant time trading. High-value areas often act as decision points where the market must decide whether to accept higher prices or reject them. One interesting observation from today's volume profile is that a high volume node started developing slightly below the highs. This tells us that although price initially pushed upward, the market began building value slightly lower. In auction market theory, this behavior often indicates that the market is balancing after a directional move. Instead of continuing vertically upward, the market started rotating near the high value area. This suggests that traders were actively transacting in this region, establishing what the market currently considers fair value. This type of behavior often occurs when the market is deciding whether the previous move will continue or reverse. When you observe a strong move followed by value building slightly below the highs, it often indicates positioning activity. Large participants may be accumulating positions before the next directional move. This phase is typically characterized by slower price movements and increased trading activity. Based on today's volume profile, these are the important levels to watch for tomorrow. Support levels: 23,240, which is the mid-value support, 23,120, which is the lower value area. The resistance levels: 23,450, which is the high value area, 23,720, which is the major resistance zone from the previous sessions. If the market accepts prices above the high value area, we could see the next upward auction towards the higher resistance region. But if price fails to hold above the mid-value area, the market may rotate back towards the lower value region. So the market story over the last two sessions is quite interesting. First, we saw a strong rejection of lower prices. Then the market rotated upward towards value. Now the auction is testing the upper part of the value area. And the next session will determine whether the market continues the upward auction or returns back to balance. So today we saw how the markets tested the upper value area and began balancing near resistance. But the real story actually started yesterday when Nifty rejected the lower value area and initiated the upward auction. Understanding that move is extremely important because today's behavior is a direct continuation of that setup. If you haven't watched yesterday's analysis yet, I highly recommend checking it out. In that video, we have discussed the exact support level where buyers stepped in and how the auction began. You can watch it. Once you see that analysis, today's price action will make much more sense. And if you want to learn how to read markets using volume profile and auction market theory, make sure to subscribe to Mind Monastery. I will see you in the next video. Thank you.